What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NY Prepper. It is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024, and I have another emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 14:22 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from here in the United States and also from Europe and the Middle East. So I want to start with here in the U.S. So we currently have U.S. nuclear forces on very high alert. We've had a steady flow of nuclear attack options being broadcasted this afternoon, and we currently have 3 U.S. nuclear war command and control planes up in the air, and this is live. So what you're looking at here are 3 Boeing E-6B Mercury TACAMO planes. These planes are responsible for communicating with our nuclear-armed subs and also for remotely launching our land-based ICBMs. We have one looping here off the continental shelf near New Jersey. We have one over Mississippi, and then we have one over Nevada. And then in addition to these 3, we also have 3 nuclear bombers airborne over Louisiana right now. Okay, these are B-52 Stratofortresses. These planes can carry up to 20 air-launched cruise missiles that have a range of over 2,000 miles. Each air-launched cruise missile can carry the W-80 thermonuclear warhead, which has a blast yield of 20 times that of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs. So 3 of them up in the air over Louisiana right now. And we also have a lot of sub-hunter activity today and earlier this morning and last night around Florida and Cuba. I'm going to show you guys some screenshots from earlier today and late last night. But right now we have an aerial refueler off the coast of Panama City. We have an aerial refueler off of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And we also had an AWACS plane flying off the coast of Cape Hatteras. So something is going on here. We also had a P-8 go up off of Cape Hatteras as well. So something's going on, guys. Our nuclear forces are definitely spooked for some reason. And like I said, a steady flow of nuclear attack options being broadcasted this afternoon. And what you're looking at here is some fresh video footage coming from Russian state media, RIA Novosti, showing the Russian nuclear sub arriving in Havana, Cuba. That how do we know that the missiles on this sub don't have...
Hello everybody, this is Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming News with Paul and Adrian. This is June the 12th, 2024, and we have an emergency alert, folks. This is very, very serious, what is about to happen in the world. But if this is your first time here to our channel, please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and hit that notification bell. I did want to give you a brief update on Avis Swoop, the lady that we were trying to help in Ocala, Florida. The lady named Bethany that paid a week's worth of motel rent for Avis is going to let Avis stay with her in her house. So that's a great praise report. Thank you, Bethany. You are an angel. If only everybody else, was as kind and generous as you are. So thank you, Bethany. Bethany said she's going to let Avis live with her in her house. So God bless Bethany. So this is the breaking news coming in, folks. We've been talking about this for a long time on almost every video. We have been telling you how close to nuclear war that we are at. Russia is now cocked and loaded. They are not messing around. Putin is not bluffing. People doesn't understand that President Putin is not bluffing. Putin is very cool and calm and collected. He is not rash. He makes intelligent decisions. He thinks about the consequences of what is happening in the world. He is a strategic planner. He is very, very smart gentleman. And right now, they are activating all of their nuclear forces, their tactical nuclear forces. Ships, airplanes, submarines have been loaded with tactical nuclear weapons. Russia is about to go to war, folks. This could pop off at any moment. I'm talking about today, tomorrow. I believe it's going to happen very, very soon. Let's go ahead and read the article. Bad omen: Russia mobilized all nuclear forces from the Arctic Ocean to the North Sea. The Baltic Fleet received the nuclear Moskit. Poland is talking about hundreds of nuclear missiles that have now been loaded on Russian submarines, Russian airplanes, Russian ships, land-based tactical nuclear missile systems. Russia is getting ready. They are not messing around. D-Day is coming for the United States. Judgment is coming upon the United States. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're trying to bring you that news today. Russia unexpectedly expanded the geographic area of tactical nuclear weapons exercises to include the Leningrad military formation in addition to the Southern Military District. This is a deliberate deception of NATO, which has now realized that Russia is not carrying out a simple exercise. In fact, this mobilization coincides with the arrival of the Russian ships in Cuba. Strange timing. The Leningrad military sector stretches from the border with Norway in the north to Belarus and includes the Northern Fleet and the Kaliningrad enclave in the Baltic Sea between Lithuania and Poland. So there's been a lot of news the last couple of days about the Russian warships off the coast of Florida. We had silly headlines that the United States was chasing the Russian ships. Folks, we weren't chasing them. We were shadowing their vessels. We weren't trying to run them down. We were monitoring what they were doing. And now the nuclear-powered submarine, the Kazem, has made a port call to Cuba. The other missile ship is already docked in Cuba. And I believe that these submarines, or this submarine and this warship is carrying nuclear missiles on the ship, folks. And they were so concerned with that one submarine, the Kazan. Folks, there are multiple submarines off the U.S. and West Coast and East Coast, the Gulf of Mexico. That's the one they wanted you to see. The ones that you don't see is the one you have to worry about. But Russia has at all times probably 5 to 6 or more nuclear submarines sitting right offside our coast. They could even have the Belgorod with the Poseidon nuclear torpedoes sitting off of our coast right now, which will create a 1,500-foot tsunami, radioactive tsunami, that will inundate 300 to 400 miles inland on all coast where it is detonated. Russia is not screwing around, folks. We've been provoking them. When the attack comes, you will not get a warning. We've been trying to warn you for months and months and even years. This is coming in.
Nothing beats living in the moment, but sometimes the unexpected happens.
Cold War makings coming back into play. Russia versus the United States. The Cuban Missile Crisis, you may remember that. We seem to be headed down the same path, repeating all kinds of different things. You always hear, if you forget your history, you're bound to repeat it. You're looking at immigrant camps, Same thing happened with Dachau and the rest of Germany. Started out as one thing, transitioned to another. And we're down a very slippery slope, dangerous path here in the United States. With Russia coming down and doing a very large-scale exercise in Cuba, this is a game changer because it is starting to repeat exactly what happened. If they put nukes into Cuba, we're going to talk a little bit more about where they are talking about putting nukes. And Cuba would be one place. Mexico is another. And let's just kick the tires. We're looking at Skyglass here right out of the gate, and we're sitting around 260 roughly aircraft up currently on screen. I've stripped out all of the trainers, but if you look at the air refuelers, you're talking 27 KC-135s, add another 9 or so B-76200 Pegasus, and it is quite busy. You can see this little air refueler out here right off the coast of Cuba. That's because we got fighters up right now all over that area. Guaranteed it is just a frenzy of stuff happening down there in the Caribbean. And so let me do this. I'm going to take these. I'm going to back that part out. The only one big thing is you'll just notice as I kick it up, the amount of intelligence balloons that are up. Of course, we don't see them all, but you got 2 right here over Texas, 2 up here. Those are 90,000 feet, 80 and 90,000 feet. Another one here, another one here. These are mil intel balloons. They are doing SIG intel. They're doing all of the other stuff that you imagine they could be doing. Anything that's going through this little smartphone device right here is being captured. And it's not just the balloons. It's R-135s. It's a whole bunch of other stuff out there. So let me do this. Let's start off talking R-135s. Important, this piece here, this is SIG intel. So these are grabbing cell and tower data, all right? Notice it's down in Nellis. We know there's a red flag mission going on down there relative to that particular aspect of SIG intel. And then you can see the trace lines out, go down towards Constanta, et cetera. Again, this is grabbing cell data, all right? Mobile phones, satellites, anything like that. It's gathering all of the stuff that they can get their hands on, all right? But it doesn't stop there. This is where it gets really interesting. This is your nuke sniffer, Constant Phoenix. Notice it heads up to Alaska. Right, little transition and then back. And then you come down, notice it heads down to the southern border of Texas. Again, this is an atmospheric sniffer, all right? Broken trace headed down towards the Caribbean. That'll come into play here in a minute. And then notice there's one that goes into the UK, all right? R-135s. All right, now let's get into the watch list. Intel community. Big piece is just notice the broken trace that heads down to the Caribbean as well, right? We've got a lot of assets going down there that we're not seeing right now. And then this is, again, this is SIGINT. Anything that is
All praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakakardash. Looks like things are heating up for World War III. So this is good. I'm looking forward to this. This needs to hurry up and wrap up. As you can see, the videos I've put together, Russia's at the back door. They're here with the nukes. And everybody's still walking around oblivious. And they don't know anything. They're not, aware. The news isn't reporting on anything. It's like the men of the Lord and the preppers pretty much know, but nobody else is, it's business as usual. But that's what the scripture said. Everybody will be eating and drinking and giving to marriage just as the day that Noah went into the ark, roughly paraphrased. So, we're almost there, man. It's really nothing we could do. I know, we're all going through our tribulation and whatnot, still trying to maintain. I know I am. So I'm just going to pull out a few quick scriptures because, at this point, if you don't get it, you don't get it, and if you're elect, you're elect. If you're not, you're not. And so it's really no point of even this shit is going to be up out of here. All right, this month, nukes going to be flying either June, July, or August. So at this point, the way it's looking. So I I'm going to read Revelation 6 and 13. I'm keeping it short, sweet, and to the point. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of her mighty wind. So them nukes, they going to be touching down all over at the same time. Just imagine you shaking a tree or fig tree and everything falling down at different times, different rates of speed. That's how these nukes, these nukes are going to be traveling. Now, as you also heard too, a lot of these B-52s and B-1 bombers and other jets that the U.S. have are going to be shooting these nukes off. Russia's going to be shooting nukes off. The subs, okay, and of course these warships. So battleships. Okay, Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So Russia's down there right now, and the U.S. is flying around and down there too. So kiss the Caribbeans goodbye. Benjamites and you Levites down there, and I guess some of you Judites too. You guys are in the worst place to be right now. And then of course Mexico may be getting nukes, but you guys are going to definitely be moved off the map. Definitely. Barbados, Trinidad. You guys, they're all down there right now, and nobody's not reporting on anything. We're not getting any footage from Haiti, from none of you, or Puerto Rico, Ephraim. You guys are gonna be up out of there. That sucks. Of course, we are too, but I mean, it's gonna look like it's gonna start because they're gonna shoot nukes. I understand why the B-52s are flying around, because they're gonna counter any strike that Russia does. They're gonna counter and send those nukes down there, because that's where those subs and whatnot are. So basically, the South Florida, the Caribbean, you guys are going to sitting targets. Cuba, northern and southern tribes down there. It's crazy. I didn't think that they would come to, really use Cuba as another, but history is repeating itself. Like the Lord said, Yahweh said, it's nothing new under the sun. Like everybody's saying, history is repeating itself. So this time, everything's going to follow through. So, yeah, man, with that, I just like to say, Shalom, man. It's like about to be out of here. Okay, I'm going to read Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. That's the World War I. But this World War I and II. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So nuclear, okay. Third world shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So yeah, man. Everybody's pretty much done. You gotta think too. Esau has a lot of gas lines in these countries, okay, in these islands, okay. And when those nukes hit, that's gonna be added fuel for the burning. Not just the nuclear explosion itself. You're going to have those gas lines and those refineries, and those offshore refineries, because it's in the Gulf of Mexico. They have a lot of refineries around there too, and they're going to be damaged and hit. Then you're going to have just oil slick all in the Gulf. And years past, Exxon was having issues decades ago with oil spills everywhere, pretty much in the northern and southern hemisphere at one time, and that's going to be bad, okay? Because when oil can burn, sit on water, and it will just burn. So that's the only bad thing too. But I also see why everything's going to be burning. It's going to be fuel, because all these gas lines and pipes and things everywhere, all these islands on these and U.S., all these countries, Okay, once those nukes hit, that shit is going natural gas. You got natural gas, you got the pipe, got all that shit in the, what's that, Baltic Sea, believe, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. That shit, I don't know if anybody ever fixed that. That shit's leaking out all everywhere. Okay, so everything is just going to be just on fire. Fire is a purifier, it's a cleanser too. So, yeah, man, it's hopefully everything breaks out at the end of this month or sooner, or next month, in the next 3 months, hopefully. So with that, I'd like to say Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash.